And hello, everybody. It's 1 o'clock on Monday morning. May the 4th be with you. I know a lot of people get into that. Folks, joining me today, I'm stuck at home, John Russell. With me today is Ben Marcotte. Good afternoon, Benny.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. I gotta say, first of all, for those of you that are watching, back behind me is the ever popular Cornell Sapsucker Woods bird feeder station cam, and you'll see those birds all day long. Hi, Peggy Miller. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for looking in. Ben Marcotte is a up and coming comic that I have known for, gosh, quite a while. I think I met you in probably 2008 or 9.
Yeah.
And you were coming to the old Goonies downtown Rochester. And then you went off and finished school and came back with even more gusto.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been described that way, but yeah.
Well, yeah, because I'm flowery. Hi, Dan Bublitz. How are you, buddy? But I've been fortunate enough to take Dan with me on I think one, maybe 2 trips. One that was fabulous, and another one probably not so much. We might have done some just out and backs, but always good to have you with me. And I hope you're doing well during the pandemic.
I am. Yeah. There's not much of a change for me, but
so you're still working. And thankfully you were able to kind of finagle some time so you could come in and do this with me, but you're still actually working at the office, right?
Yes, I am still going in. Yeah, this is the easiest time to take time off because you can just be like, well, everybody else is off, so I'm going to leave. And they're fine with it. Yeah.
Perfect. Looks like that's your father.
It's my father checking in.
I'm glad he's watching. We'll watch our language. Honestly, Patrick, my mother watches too, so don't worry about that. My mother, and Ben, just so you know, just to be fair, my mother gives grades after the show is over. Sure. And it's not so much a grade, but he seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah.
So
that's all that counts.
Yeah, well, exactly. If my mom thinks you're a nice guy, then you're in good. Sure. So for those people who know you as a comic, but know you have a day job, because a lot of comics have to have day jobs until they get to the point where they can be a full-time comic.
Right.
What is it that you actually do for your day job?
So it's called non-destructive testing is the career. And basically what it is anything that's produced in this country, whether it be a pipeline or a bridge or a building or even like manufactured part, like castings and forgings for engines mostly, need to be inspected before they go into service. And they can't destroy what they're inspecting. They need to use it. So that's why it's called non-destructive, because we using X-ray and like ultrasonic methods, we inspect what they need and then they're able to use it. It's able to go into service.
Gotcha. And like we talked before, it could be anything. Yeah. Right. Really? I mean, it could be any kind of industrial part.
Yep. Yeah, I do a lot of work that I do now is it's still for engines. I used to do parts for airplanes, and it just depends what industry you're in as far as how specialized you get.
Okay. Yeah. So let's walk down your comedy path. When did you start?
Well, it would have been about, I think it was 2009. I started, like you said, just going to Goonies. I was going to Winona State at the time I wanted to get into broadcasting. Oh. Which I know you have experience with.
Yes. Did I don't think I did, but did I discourage you from
No.
path?
No.
Good. You learned it on your own.
You might have if I would have asked you about it, but I don't think I even did.
Good. You learned it on your own.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, because I went there for a year, and I already I had a degree in what I'm doing now. But I wanted to get into broadcasting, and then after a year of school, I tried to get internships during the summer, and I couldn't work for free. And I was like, this might not be the best idea.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so
It's a tough business, and it got tougher and tougher after 1996.
yeah, and I was trying to do it in 2009, so my
Yeah.
timing was perfect.
Yeah.
So that's when I started comedy, and I went to Goonies every week, and there was some stuff going on around Winona kind of at the time that I do, but yeah, that's just kind of how I started.
Perfect. Do you remember now during the Corona times? Do you remember what your last show was before everything got shut down?
Yeah, I think it was hosting at Goonies
Oh.
with David Harris and Dwayne Gill.
Oh, that
So
seems
yeah,
like a nice show.
yeah, it was fun. It was good, and it was kind of we were like I remember some people were intentionally not shaking hands, but some were even, and like it was like we kind of knew what was happening, but not. I don't think to the extent that we did. Later, because the next weekend I was supposed to do New Hope, and I talked to I was doing it with David Harris. I talked to him. I remember, I think on like Tuesday, and he was like, "Yeah, we're definitely doing it." And then by Saturday, we didn't. It ended up not going.
Yeah, it's crazy because David and I had lunch that week on the day that the governor declared an emergency here in Minnesota. And he was like, "Do I do the show or don't I do it?" So I'm like, I mean, and he also had Running Aces that had a show on the same night. So David had a lot of decisions to make at that point.
And I think everybody did. I mean, it was such a because I remember that weekend there were places that said, we're going. There was one place I think up here that canceled, and I remember thinking that it was weird.
Yeah. I think Goonies went one more weekend, or went that weekend also. So like I know they went one more weekend, and then in the following week they canceled the rest.
Yeah.
At least to my recollection. And it's funny that you mentioned that people were not they didn't want to shake hands. Did you have the elbow bumpers?
We had that, and then just a lot of, thanks, it was a good show, but it wasn't the constant handshaking that it usually is.
Yeah. It's funny because when we had our crew, and I think I might have told you I started doing training. And so we would have these, basically our crew that was doing the whole thing was huge, and they started elbow bumping that week in March, that second week in March, and it's like something was crazy going on. But anyway, so when you left Winona State, did you go to a different school? Or did you?
I went back to the school that I had previously graduated from, and I was going to do kind of in what I was doing, or what I graduated with, but just a little different path, I guess. So there's like a new degree that they were starting that I went back for, and then after, let's say probably 6 months of that, I realized I didn't want to really do that, but I still had this original degree.
Yeah,
and I remember a teacher was like, "Well, you could just do that," and that's what I left there to do.
Gotcha.
And I lived in Milwaukee for a couple of years.
Oh, okay. There's my mom. Here's where your review starts.
That's good.
Good to see you, Mom. Okay. Good to see you. So, do you remember the first paid show you got?
Oh, yeah, I do, because it was terrible. It was. I think I'd been doing comedy for probably, I want to say 4 months, 5 months, and Nathan Hall at the time, who was hosting Open Mic, you remember?
Yeah.
Came up to me and was like, "Hey, do you want to host?" And I didn't, because I was doing fine. at that point, or maybe even good or whatever. But yeah, and then so he asked me, and I was like, well, I don't really know what it is, and he was like, yeah, it'll be fine. And I did so terrible. Like, I think I did so bad that I remember being like, well, I think I'm just quitting now. I think I can't come back.
Well, it's a good thing that you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't even know what because I didn't know how to host. There wasn't like no one was like, this is how you do it. There's a structure to it. I think I maybe did like, the rounds of applause and this is who you're gonna see and stuff like that. I maybe did that, but then when I got to the material, it was just so bad that I didn't. And because I guess I didn't realize that there were different audiences. So there's a difference between the open mic audience.
Oh, yeah.
The weekend, I had no idea of that. And I went in trying to do my open mic material, which is all that I had, and it was not good.
So do you remember who the headliner and feature were on that night?
I think it was, I don't remember if it was the first, I think it might have been, I think the feature might have been Dax Jordan from like Oregon.
Okay.
And I think the headliner was Floyd J. Phillips.
Oh, Floyd. Did Floyd bring? Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah. Was that, you know what? I might remember that. Was that a night that Floyd came in early? Was Floyd at the open mic? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. I don't remember him being there.
Floyd, so Floyd used to come in early.
Yeah.
And get a room, and then in order to repay Mark for his room, he would go to the open mic and do a little preview set.
Sure.
And then he'd go and hang out with us at the bar.
Okay, I don't remember him being there that weekend.
Maybe you weren't. Did he have his a guest set with him? You remember that?
No.
Well,
I don't remember that.
Very interesting.
I just remember it was him. But
yeah. And Floyd J. Phillips has passed away.
I heard that. Yeah. A few years ago.
He was a very good guy. I was fortunate. I got to work with him several times.
Sure.
Nice guy, fun guy. And there's a lot of the older guys that have worked with him. He was in the business for a long time. All right. Yeah. So when you go to the grocery, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, but then it was the net. And so I did terribly. And then they asked me again to do it for some reason. And then the next weekend I was with Todd Johnson. Oh yeah. From, And I remember he was like, do you know how to host? And I was like, I have no idea. And he was like, well, and then he like kind of wrote down like, here's what you do, here's how it goes. And so he helped me a lot. Yeah. Yeah. There was a spot there where there was not a whole lot of direction for the MCs. So, but it's different now. I know that so. I know it doesn't make any difference to you because you know what we know what you're doing now. But I don't even I had no idea that I didn't know. Well, exactly. You just think, hey, I'm gonna go up and do my stuff. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Yeah. Yeah. So during quarantine times, do you find now because you're out every day, you're going to work every day. Do you find anything that's as you're out there doing your stuff, and I'm sure you go to the store, on a regular basis and get chow and whatnot. Do you find anything that sort of like shocks you? Just about how people are, or anything. I don't know. Just coming here because I don't usually drive around this time of day, but it was amazing how busy everything is still. Like, and probably not for the restaurants because they don't have the dine-in, but every drive-through that I looked at was full. Yeah, it's crazy. I drove by and I've eaten there exactly once, but Cane's, they have chicken wings. They had two. They had cones and two lines to work their way up there. It was like road construction, and it was out into the frontage road. Yeah. And of course you go over
You go over to Arby's and they got a car parked in the drive-through with nobody in it because they don't want the business.
Yeah, exactly. Stay away.
Yeah, we don't need you. We don't need you. Oh my gosh, I don't know. So let's talk a little bit about the last time that you and I got to go on a road trip. That was down to Platteville, Wisconsin. It used to be the Arthur House. It's now the Crossroads Supper Club.
Okay.
Because we were, I believe, the second show that they made since the new owner bought the place. And Mike Marvell books that room, and it's a very nice room. And I don't know about you, but I had a lot of fun at that show.
Yeah, it was great.
Now, you'd been there before, right?
Yeah, I was there last year or the year before this year with someone, and there was like a rainstorm or like rain snow type storm, and there was like 12 people there, and it was still great. So I was like, I was like, if this room can be at least twice as full, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Dan, did you on either time you were there, did you walk around the bar and look at all the old headshots that they had up?
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh, some of those things are insane.
Yeah,
they're from the 80s. You know.
Sure.
There's one where Craig Allen looks like he's a little kid. Chris Barnes has a kid and play kind of haircut. Mike Brody has hair. You know, there's a whole bunch of them like that, and it's amazing. Don Reese, I think you know Don Reese. Don Reese, his headshot looks exactly the same as the one he uses now, because I don't think he's changed it.
Yeah, exactly.
But Don's
it's amazing to go to those places and be like, I realize that all these people have been where you are.
Yeah. It kind of makes you feel better about the whole business, doesn't it?
Kind of, yeah, in a weird way.
You're right, Dan. Headshots at clubs are crazy. There's some of the old ones.
Yeah.
It's like you almost want to say, hey, can I buy those from you? I know, like, for example, I know that Mark Plampy has all the headshots from the old Goonies somewhere. And it was probably close to 200 headshots. All framed up and all somewhere, and I think they're all autographed. Nice. That's the other thing that's kind of cool about headshots at a club, is that everybody autographs them, and like some of them are funny. You know, the one that oh my gosh, this is so hard for me. Sometimes I blank. Who's the really who was one of the bigger? He came in, did shows. God, I'm going to kill myself because I can't remember his name. I mean, literally, he came and did 5 shows there. Do you remember?
At Goonies?
Yeah. I can't think of his name, and he's a huge comic.
I don't know.
I'll think of it, and then. No, I didn't. David, I didn't steal any. Mark took them all down and put them away. I wish I would have.
Didn't you? You didn't steal a couple from Goodies, our favorite comedy club?
Goodies? Oh, I never went to Goodies.
Goodies.
I never went to Goodies, but I go to that candy shop and steal some goodies every once in a while.
Sure, who doesn't?
That's always, well, you got to steal some goodies.
I went down to Zany's in Nashville, and I mean that's a club, but it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Joke Joint used to have a ton of real cool ones. Headshots. So what do you use for a headshot? I wish I had it so I could pop it up on the screen and people could see it.
I got one a couple years ago where I didn't look like a creep, which was important. Because I didn't know going in. Well, I didn't realize that someone was like, "Yeah, you should get a good one," because you don't know. Yeah,
that's like, hey,
like, what's that?
I was gonna say, yeah, this would be great if I stand behind this spam statue
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I didn't. Yeah, no, I do have one. I paid $20 for it probably, but
$20. You really opened up the purse strings for that one. Paid
yeah.
$20
Well,
for a headshot.
it was one of those
I'd
like
have done
they
it.
were.
Hey Ben, I'd have done it for 10.
Oh man. Well, I didn't. I should have gotten you. And I'll call you next time. But
Next time you need a head shop, I got a phone.
it'll be 30 years. But I'm gonna use it. No, because I went to one of those. It was one of those like I'm gonna be here taking pictures and you can show up. And I just got one. Yeah, I did one of those because I feel weird. I don't know what it is, but like I feel weird like booking a time and like you got to go in and you got all the outfits and
Do you ever like do you book a time to go to the dentist or the eye doctor?
but it's different when
How it's
like,
not. But it's not.
It is.
It isn't. It's no different.
Because stand up is like already so self-indulgent, and then to be like, I gotta pay to get this picture so people can come watch me talk at them.
But otherwise you can't do it.
It's true. That's why I got the cheapest option.
It would be like if you went to law school and then said, "Nah, I'm not going to take that bar exam. Why the hell would I do that?"
Well, law school, you're helping someone. I'm not.
Do you? I think when you tell jokes, you're helping someone.
That's true.
You're helping many people. You're helping people laugh. You're helping the club owner make some money. You're helping yourself earn a living or hobby money.
That's true.
Because you paid $20 for your headshot.
Yeah. Oh, I took a hit on that.
Headshot money. I'm earning headshot money. All you're doing is you just keep working shows so you can get a better headshot.
That's what it is. I'm working my way up.
Yeah, that's right. Bookers and producers. That's right. You're absolutely right.
I'm not saying that headshots are bad, but
you just don't want to have one.
Well, I wouldn't even say that. I don't know why this turned into a fight, but
it's not a fight.
I just feel like stand-up. I don't know if you feel this way, but I feel like stand-up is already so self-indulgent. Like, and then to be like, well, it's just an extra. I felt the same way about getting a website.
Yeah, I
was like, this seems like too much.
Well, I think it's all in the attitude that you take.
That's probably
true. I mean, if you think about other pursuits, that need promotion. For example, if you were a figure skater, that's right, we do love Benny, even though he's a horrible businessman.
I can never claim to be a good one.
Well, no, and that's fine. That's why we're here to help you. But, like if you were a figure skater, you would also need to have a shot of you doing something.
That's true.
Until you get to a certain level, if you want to, I'm sure there are open skating shows where people go around and, they got to get the outfits. You don't get to the ice capades or you don't get to Disney on Ice just by knocking on a door.
That's
the same
true.
way you don't just walk up to Acme and say, I think I want to be the headliner this week.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to think about it in those terms. It's a headshots. Gosh, Ben. God. Although to be fair, Logan Nielsen used one where he was just standing up against a brick wall for a long time, and he hated it, but he still used it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the insecurity that comes through for some reason when I think about it. It's kind of like how they say comics aren't good at self-promotion. I don't know what it is.
Some aren't.
Yeah.
I'm one of. Look, I'm not telling you because I'm trying to rag on you. I'm the same way. I'm absolutely terrible at self-promotion. And this is the thing. Like when you and I were driving in a car, it's like we were talking about stuff, and I thought, man, this kid is like me, except younger. And of course, to me, everybody's a kid, right? If you're 20 years younger than me, you're a kid. And literally everybody's 20 years younger than me.
Yeah.
But that's
Well,
the thing.
and I think all comics have a very similar mindset. Don't you think that with a lot of people, where you'll talk to comics and be like, "This is a lot like me."
Well, for me, I find that it's not as many.
Sure.
You know, I mean, there are a lot of people that are. We talked about this in the car. There's so many people, and they all have different reasons for doing this, for doing stand up.
True.
And there are as many different reasons as there are personalities, and you know, but some people just like hit right on this. I mean, it's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, that's why when you get to go on the road with somebody and you click with them, you want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's more of the job, spending that time in the car than anything.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, unless you're going, you know, self-promotion isn't necessarily evil. You were correct, Dan. You know, and I suck at it. I do.
Well, yeah, it just feels weird to me. Like I do, and I mean, I don't mind it because I do. I mean, of course, I like to do stand up and stuff, and I realize that it is one of those things where everyone has to listen to me. But yeah, just for some reason, I feel weird about it. I don't know why. And it was one of those things where I got to a certain point where I realized if I wanted to do it more, I had to do the headshot on the website.
I missed David's comment. Law school headshots. Hell yes. Who doesn't need a law school headshot? You know, it's funny. There in my class, there was 500 kids, my graduating class, 500 kids in high school. And everybody got their senior pictures taken somewhere except me and some other kid had them taken at like Olin Mills.
Okay.
And us two were the only ones that were like, everybody else had the here's my headshot. And, and he and I were like sitting in chairs in front of a fake bookcase. And it's like, what are these two idiots doing? You know?
You were a fancy guy even back then.
I wasn't fancy. I just was not smart. I just was not clever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you've been working the road now for how long?
It's been a couple years, I'd say.
Okay. In that time, you've obviously had some hell gigs, some gigs that were not quite set up properly, some gigs that turned out crazy. You want to share one or the best one of those with us?
Well, I mean, I've had a couple where it's like, you know, you get 5-7 minutes in, you're supposed to do 25, and you're like, I don't think I'm gonna make it to 10 even at this point. But yeah, I've had a couple. I did Wyndham.
Yeah.
And I just did terribly there. I don't know what happened. It was just kind of one of those things where you just get done and you're like, well, I don't have anything for you guys. I'm sorry. I can't. This is not what you wanted. This is not what I want.
Oh my gosh. Are the answers? David says, are the answers on the ceiling? David found your tell. Your tell is when you're thinking, you're looking up at the ceiling.
I'm uncomfortable even remotely. This is what I'm saying. This is why the headshots are so hard.
I get it. Hey, I get it. I'm not trying to get you or anything. This is no hack job here. This is not here because you're my friend, and I thought people might find it interesting if I roasted you, sort of.
Right. Yeah, I don't know when this turned into a gossip interview.
It's not. I'm not roasting. I'm not roasting. Okay. So we talk about a bad gig. What was the absolute coolest? And it could be you opened for some big shot. You had such a fantastic show in front of a huge audience. Anything. Well,
I think my favorite show recently that I've done. It was in Michigan at the Holly Hotel. I don't know if you've ever done that.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah. The first time I'd done it, and the first show went okay. There was one show Friday, one show Saturday. the first show went okay. The Saturday show, there were 16 people there, I think. There was like snow and ice and all that. There was like flooding. Like I had to turn around at a certain point and to try to go another way. And I was like, well, how do I know that this way isn't flooded? It wasn't. But so there were like 16 people there, and it was just one of those things where like I just went on and I was like, I don't think this is gonna be very good. But by the time, like 10 minutes in, I was like, this is great. This is the best. I think it was the best set I've had in a while.
Yeah. Well, it's very good.
Yeah.
And it's nice. And it's nice when it happens and you're traveling.
Yeah. And it felt, I was traveling. It was the first time I was there. Because it was just one of those things where like, well, I did a bit. I'll do the bit, but it's the bit goes. So it was a new joke I was working on. I go, I've been trying to do online dating lately. I've been on Grindr. A lot of dudes on there. I don't know if I got the settings wrong or what's going on. And I did that joke, and someone from the crowd, again, 16 people, and it's very compact though in that room. And this person yells out, I'd delete that if I were you. And I was like, I don't know, there's some kind of a weird, like, I wasn't trying to make a statement or anything, but and I go, why? And this person goes, well, there was someone that met someone on this app and they got murdered.
Oh.
And the person's name was Kevin Bacon.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, wait, is that the weird part of the story for you guys? Like you're, like they're like, this happened and it was weird. But this guy has a famous actor's name. Like that shouldn't be the important part.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But then from that point, that was probably 10 minutes in. And then from that point, it turned into almost less of, I think I didn't do much material at all.
They loved you. There was less pressure.
Yeah, there was less pressure, and we just started talking. And that's what those are the shows that I like, and I'm starting to get better at when it's not heckling, but like they're talking to me, I'm talking to them, and I don't mind that at all. I'm trying to get better at that. So
I'll tell you, and I've tried to explain this to other people. I don't think I talked to you about this when we went down to Platteville, because I don't know if I had the training job yet.
Sure. I think you just started it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that training job, when we broke into small groups, I was at a table of 12 people showing people how to use equipment, and it was like all crowd work. I mean, once you know what you're supposed to teach them, the whole thing is crowd work. And Wendy Mabry did such a great job of hiring comedians that it's just like it was so much fun. And now it's gone. So
now it's
now it's just a memory. Oh my gosh. So how about open mics? Virtual open mics. Have you done them? Have you done any virtual shows yet?
I have not. Well, I did David's stream, David Harris's.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, no, I haven't. I don't. Well, one, I haven't been asked, and two, I don't. So much for me of stand-up and what I was working on was trying to be in the moment with the audience. So I mean, it's not that I don't think they're bad. I think they're fine for what they are. But for what I was working on, it doesn't add to what I was working on, I think.
Gotcha. Do you feel like if somebody asked you, you would do it?
Yeah, I'm not against them.
Gotcha. But you're not hunting it down.
Right.
You're playing hard to get.
I'm playing it cool over here.
You're kind of a virtual diva.
And a diva.
A virtual diva. In real life, not so much a diva, but virtually a diva.
That's true. Yeah, I'm very nice in person, but then virtually, you give me green M&Ms. You know what I mean?
There you go. Dan wants to know if you've been doing any writing during downtime.
I've been doing writing in that I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. I don't really write usually. So I've just been thinking of like a thought that I had the other day was like, oh man, the Spice Girls were weird. You know, like that's as far as I write a lot of times. And so I've been doing that, and but not I don't really write any.
Your father never thought of you as a diva, so that's good news.
That's good.
That's very good.
At least
David,
I got that going for me.
Yeah, David, like many of us, is obsessed with your thermostat behind you and wants to know what the temperature is in your house today.
Right now it's 70.
70 degrees.
Yeah, and
you turning it up? Turn it up a little,
no,
turn it down.
Yeah, it is working. A lot of people are like, I don't think that he is in a house right now, but I am. So,
like a house? You live in a house or a house or an apartment or?
It's a townhouse.
Oh, townhouse. Townhouses are nice.
Well, I tell people house, and they're like, okay.
But it's not. It's a townhouse. It's a house.
Yeah.
It's not an apartment. You own it.
I own it. I own the inside.
There you go.
That's pretty good.
Do you have to pay association fees?
Yeah, I do.
Are they high?
They're like $200 a month.
Do you need me to talk to a dude?
Yeah, I need you to come over and threaten. Just start threatening my neighbors.
I would like to let you know that Mr. Marcotte does not want to pay the association fees anymore.
Yeah.
We're going to have an arrangement where he doesn't pay you and I don't hurt you.
Yeah, and they'll be like, why is this drunk guy threatening me? It's confusing for everyone.
Well, the first thing they'll think is, hey, dude, you go clean the bathroom in 2D.
Yeah.
That's what you're here for, right?
They'll be like, who are you taking a hit out on? We don't understand.
And there's David ragging on roasting you to your pop.
What did he say?
He said, if your son is a diva, you ever tried being around him more than 5 minutes?
No, not for many years.
No, that's how you do. That's how fathers and sons operate.
Exactly. I drive by and I wave from the car and I turn around.
Do that in a wrestling costume. Tune in, Dan. Tune in on Tuesday nights. We're coming down to the end of the Masked Comedian X-Cast. They do that on Tuesday nights at 8:00. On a different.
Are you ending
it? What? Pardon me?
Are you ending it?
No, we're not ending it. But the fella that I'm doing it with, is getting because of all this downtime. He's really well connected with pro wrestlers,
sure.
And he does a podcast with another guy that's semi well known. I mean, to wrestling fans, he's well known, but like to a casual fan, a guy named Wes Briscoe that was in Aces and Eights with Bully Ray and those guys. So he does a podcast with him, and then he also does one with me. And because there's all this downtime with the wrestlers, a lot of them are more willing to do interview shows like this. And so he said, if we're going to start really humping this, you want to keep wearing that mask? And I'm like, no, that's a great opportunity for me to stop it, because I thought, that'll be a great idea. Here, I'll put it on. I thought, that'll be a great idea. I'll put on this mask, and then I can be the Masked Comedian X. And here, let me get this. Oh, you're gonna. Oh my God! Here, hold on.
I can't even. The truth is that my video's been froze.
This is I got to do this every stinking time. There we go. Now hold on, because I got to put my earbuds back in. Got to flap in an earbud.
That'd be a great gimmick to be a masked wrestler, but complain about it the whole time.
This mask, seriously, and when I first started doing this Masked Comedian X business, I Orange Mountain Dew at every show. Well, open mic. That's in his writer. That looks like that bird was on my head. When I and come right back. Ben, come back. Oh, now great. Now I have to explain it. So I used to say stuff like, "Hey, that looks like a 10-pound head and a 5-pound bag." Anyway, I'm going to take this off because I really hate it. There we go. Hey, Benny. Yeah, so you got to understand that this is hot in here, and my jaws are sore, and I am like, and we don't do a short show like this. It's like an hour and a half, and sometimes we go 2 hours if we got a guest, and it's just like, I'm like, I get so tired of this. And he's like, we'll just change the name and you don't have to wear that anymore. I'm like, good, because this is the dumbest freaking gimmick I ever thought of. The dumbest thing, I'll be the Masked Comedian X. Oh my God. No, Dan, it's not awesome. I got another mask too, because it was uncomfortable. So I have the blue angel hat. Sweet monkey.
I like that you call it a hat.
It's a hat. It's a wrestling hat.
Sure.
It's just like I used to have a it doesn't count as a COVID mask because I can spit right out of there. I can spit blood, man, if I bite one of those capsules. But this is the Blue Angel, and I'll probably wear this, but I'm not going to do it now. But it's oh my gosh. I see, this is one of my big problems, man. And maybe you can help me. Maybe you can help me with this. I have all these huge ideas, and then they just go straight to flipping zero.
Why? Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's because I don't get widespread support. Or the other part could be they're just not that good idea.
No, I think the first one was right. I think you're right to. Oh, there you go.
I could wear both. I could also rob banks with them, and make it more profitable. And here's the thing:
you could be bank robber X.
Bank robber X. And here's the thing: here's the beautiful thing. If I got arrested, I would probably have a place to live.
That's true.
Which would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, I've done so many things, and it's hard because you get these ideas and you think, hey, this'll work. Hey, this'll work. Yeah. But it's like, and I just, I feel like I need somebody to help me focus, because I have a hard time, but I've been able to focus on this.
Sure.
And this is semi-successful. I mean, I've had some people look at it. Yeah. People seem to enjoy it. Sure. Well, some people, not everybody. I mean, you can't please everybody, can you?
No, that's true.
Bird watchers get mad at me because I'm blocking part of the bird feeders.
Yeah, they're like, we came for the birds, and
come on, man. You can't put up bird feeders and block the Baltimore Oriole.
Yeah, first of all, it's not even full screen, and then there's a guy in front of it.
Yeah, but I also don't give out the information so they can go and look at it.
That's true.
I don't want to. I mean, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I'd like to watch those birds, and then they go and watch the birds and don't watch this.
I was gonna say, is there anyone that comes just for the beginning to see what it is and what your background is, and then be like, well, I'm gonna go watch that then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I got to tell you this, Dan. I initially came up with this. That is a funny idea. Oh my God. I initially came up with this whole idea about the Masked Comedian X, and I still might do it, but I might not. Because back when we did 4 for the Funny at Goonies, we had a situation where, it is actually, I complain about everything. We had a situation where we had one of the performers tell me that she couldn't come on the day of it. So we had it scheduled. She was going to come, and I'm like, So I'm scrambling, trying to find somebody that hasn't done it recently, because at that time we were doing it once a month.
Yeah.
And so I was scrambling, trying to figure out who can I have do that. What can we do? And so I had this wrestling mask, and I thought, well, if nobody else can do it, I'll just put on that mask and go up.
Yeah.
as everything the same, my hair hanging out of it, whatever. But I'll just say I'm the masked comedian X, and then I'll tell jokes about arm bars and getting your head stuck in the ropes and I mean, and the whole thing, and kind of along the lines of what Dan's saying, except everything being based on wrestling.
Sure.
You know, thankfully, or maybe not, I don't know. I was able to get somebody to fill in. So I never did it, and I never did. But I thought that's it. Well, that's a great idea. So that's where this whole stupid Masked Comedian X thing came from, was that I was going to build this character. Yeah. And, you know, if you go and look at Masked Comedian X on Facebook, there's a Masked Comedian X, and there's one on Twitter, and there's the Masked Comedian X cast page, and all of this shit.
You mean that we're already working?
No, I mean, I did it. Yes, you gotta love a good arm bar.
He does. He always talks
camel
about
clutch. Yeah, that's what she said, right?
They're all wrestling terms.
It's all wrestling terms, you know?
Yeah.
Given the Texas Cloverleaf, for God's sakes.
Although it would be funny to have a bit. I shouldn't say funny. It would be maybe funny to have to do a bit as a wrestler, but not about wrestling. Because do you ever think about what wrestlers do when they're not? Like, it's a weird medium in that, like, there's, like, what does The Undertaker do when he's not wrestling, you know? He's just an undead guy who rides a motorcycle.
He undertakes.
Yeah. He hangs out with Paul Bearer, who's a weirdo.
He's dead.
This bit, that's true. Thank you.
Figure 4 leg lock. Absolutely, Patrick. We could list them all. I mean, one of my favorite things was the wrestler Chris Jericho back in the 90s. And when they weren't paying attention to him, and he did a whole thing where he listed off all of his moves, because there was a guy that says the master of 1,000 moves, and he ran off his list, and every third one was arm bar. It was the best. It was I could. Well, at this point, though, if I want to go through the drive-thru, it's not going to be any different for anybody. They're going to say, "Oh, yeah, that's a nice COVID mask." Yeah. I don't know how you're gonna. I don't know how you're gonna fit this Whoppernator in your mouth, but through that hole. But Whoppernator. Did you like how I combined two different fast foods?
I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna go.
Here's how you make it. You go to Burger King, you get a Whopper. Okay. Then you go to Wendy's and get a Baconator. Take the top off of the Whopper because that's shit, and then throw it away. And then throw the bottom of the Baconator, and then cram them together.
It already sounds like so much work. This is why I don't cook.
Believe me, 4,200 calories.
Sure. You've done the math on that.
I've already checked. Lord. See, this is what we should have been doing from the beginning.
What?
Just jacking around.
Talk about wrestlers.
You're talking about wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I mean, I know David knows this guy. There's a comedian from Cedar Rapids named Tim Sullivan. And he's not only is he funny, he impersonates just about every wrestler and just frickin' nails it. But he never uses it in his act because he's just a wrestling fan and he's funny enough to not have to do that.
Wow.
But it's just like he would do I can't do it. I can't even do it justice, but he would do Andre the Giant and some of the announcers, you know, and it was good stuff. Yeah, but he didn't do a really Jesse Ventura as good as me.
Yeah. That's really a niche, to do impressions of wrestlers.
Oh my God. But it's just because you watch them so much.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, to be fair, if he runs for president, I'm back in the game, baby.
What does that mean? You're voting for him? Is that what that means?
No. I mean, I can do more. I can do more of him impersonating stuff and having conspiracies. I mean, that'd God, if you who doesn't want to have a president that thinks everything's a conspiracy?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I just saw today he registered in Minnesota as a member of the Green Party.
Right.
He was independent before when he was governor, but now apparently he feels like the Green Party's a party for him, which
Can you do that? Can you just register and be like, I'm in the Green Party now?
you can do with anything.
I've been here for 2 weeks.
I mean, you can hop around. You can do whatever you want. You
But
can
aren't
write.
the Green Party faithful gonna be mad that this guy is not rooted in the Green Party?
Who else they got?
And what?
Who else they got?
I don't know what the Green Party
I think
is.
he just hopped. Well, I don't either. It's so initially is I recall, it was a party started by Ralph Nader, the consumer advocate, and based on somewhat environmentalism, protecting consumers and that type of thing. And then who was the last one in the last campaign was Jill. I can't think of her name either.
Stein?
Yeah, Jill Stein. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, we'll take your vote. We'll appreciate it very, very much.
Yep.
Ben, do you want to be president or vice president? Or maybe we could just alternate it. We'll be
I'd like to not be either. Can I still be on the ticket but not do the work?
Let's be co-presidents.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like on The Office. Co-managers, we'll be co-president.
Yeah. That'd be perfect.
I'll be the senior co-president.
I feel like we would have just as good a chance.
I'm older anyway.
Yeah,
by the way, if you didn't watch Karen Pickering and Wendy Mayberry's Day Drinking with Mom show last night, it was great. Ton of people watched that. They had a great lineup. Rick Logan, Diane Sieber, and Tiffany Norton were all on, along with Karen and Wendy. And they've got a huge show coming up for Mother's Day. So if you're watching and think, oh, what can I get my mom for Mother's Day? Get her the gift that lasts for about an hour and a half.
That's a Mother's Day.
It's not terrible. It's really good when you think about it, because if you've waited till now to get your mom something, you're gonna have a hard time.
You're in trouble.
Assistant to the regional president.
Yeah.
Two. Yes.
I don't like he's getting bigger laughs than I am.
Well, your dad knows your dad's on track.
That's true.
He's on track, baby.
Yeah.
So do you have any shows or anything that you want to tell people about? You got a website? You got anything like that?
Yeah, I got a website, benmarcottecomedy.com. I'm on Facebook, Ben Marcotte, and I have a page. You can follow that.
Okay.
That I update. But yeah, as far as shows, I don't know. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah. So you've got a couple on the books, but you don't know if they're going to hold.
Yeah, I'm doing Goonies in June, I think, and after that, being our tech comic, After that, I don't, Yeah. Everything's kind of on hold. It's weird.
I know. I get it. I understand. If you want to see more of me today, God, who does? I'll be doing the Monday night comedy show.
Yeah, you made fun of me for what felt like an hour for
I
not liking headshots.
I did.
And you just did a promotion for yourself where that was the worst promotion I've ever seen. I got to be honest.
Well, see, but here's the thing: most of the people that are on here, other than your father, John's kind of a grumpy old bastard.
Sure.
And they know that's what's going to come out.
Yeah, I think that can be appealing to people.
I don't know.
It's already
maybe.
People.
I mean,
that.
I just build it up so much, and then I feel so bad.
I know.
I'm like, hey, this is going to be fun, and then I'm like, I dread it. I'm like, I don't want to.
You dread building it up or doing it?
I build it up. Oh, you're on too? You're on tonight, Karen? Oh my God, that'll be fun. Yeah, there's a pretty good little lineup tonight. I know Robert Brill's on there, Andrew Wegleitner's on there. If Karen is on there, that'll be good. So yeah, I mean, I think check out David Harris's website.
Listen, this isn't the John Russell plug hour. I don't know where these.
You know what? David Harris has a very adequate interview kind of chat show on Saturday nights. It's adequate.
It's fine.
I mean, like if you're honestly, if you're sitting on the toilet and you need something to do for a couple of minutes, it's worth a watch.
Yeah.
Well, the one that you were on, I literally didn't watch at all. No, I'm kidding. I try to, you know what? That's a thing. Will Spotted Bear, Rebecca Wilson also. Gosh, that's a good lineup. I'm going to stick out like a sore ass.
Are you on it?
Yes. Well, why would I? Do you think I just made it up so I could?
I was half listening. I found something that I could make fun of you for, and I just zoned in on that. I didn't even hear what you were talking about.
Perfect. Ben, we're at an hour. Did you have fun?
Perfect. Yes, I did. Thanks for having me.
I had fun, and thank you so much for spending time with me. And yep. And well, Adequate's a good one. Check out every comedy show ever. Yeah, well, yeah, David. I mean, that's why I really want people to do that. I really honestly do. I want, if you're out there, I know a lot of words, David. Adequate's a good one. I honestly do want everybody to check out shows.
Yeah.
Whether it's an open mic, thanks, Peggy. Whether it's an open mic, whether it's somebody playing music, whether it's a trivia night. I am trying to figure out how to rig this system up so I can play those Jackbox parties on here, which I think would be a lot of fun.
I think people do that, don't they?
I've not seen anybody do Jackbox. I mean, I've seen them do Jackbox, but I've not seen them do it on this platform.
Okay.
I think. I mean, I've seen them do it. I think you got to do it. A lot of it you have to do on Twitch. Bird feeders provided by Cornell University. Thank you. So I'm trying to figure.
What just happened?
That out with the yet. Don't. There you go. So you come back. You got it every once in a while because of the traffic. It goes.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. You froze, and I was like, "Am I still live? I don't want to do anything."
Yeah, well, you could have when it freezes, you freeze. Anyway,
I did out of fear,
folks. If you're watching and you enjoyed this, tomorrow, I have the absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I think it works better, but I don't want to learn that. And Hangouts is going away. The absolutely fantastic and one of my favorites, John Bush, is going to be on with me tomorrow. So if you want to come back and watch and find out about John Bush, who frankly is more interesting than both Ben and I together combined, that'll be fun. But John Bush tomorrow.
John, you should try to do a promo without insulting someone.
I can't.
You can't do it.
They can't do it. You know, I mean, I tried one time. One time I was like, hey, I get this idea. It's like, if you don't love your children, you'll come to the. No, it should be, if you love your children, come to this show.
Yeah. Yeah. No matter what you think about your children, come to the show. You
should come. Anyway, tomorrow, you guys, thank you again. Really, honestly, it's great that you watch. It means a lot to me that you watch and stick with me on this. And however long we got to keep doing this, I don't know. But I guess I got something to do every day. I might take a day off one day. I mean, I don't do it on the weekends.
Yeah.
But then on the weekends, I don't do anything either. So I need a day off from taking a day off. I need a day off. What would I do if I took a day off?
Yeah. What would you do on your day off?
I might try to start my cooking show. Did I ever? Oh, let me play you the intro for my cooking show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is too long. It is too long, but it's for a real show. It's not for some horse shit like I'm doing here.
It would be funny if it was that intro and the show was like 5 seconds.
Well, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna even do it now. But it's a really nice intro.
It's a good intro. At least you have that going for you.
I mean, look, I can use that for a credit. You may have seen him on Quarantine Cooking.
Yeah.
Here's the intro. I'm not going to show you any shows. It's copyrighted. But the intro's not.
Put it in your reel, but only have the intro.
Sweet monkey juice, man. All right, Benny. Thank you so much for spending so much time with me. I appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day, you guys. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate it more than you know. And you guys, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, John Bush. Bye-bye.